Welcome everybody to this episode of Your Health Matters, where we address issues that concern achieving and optimizing our health. My name is Judy Feldhausen. I'm a holistic practitioner, and I've been involved in cardiovascular health since 2012, and recently I've expanded my practice to include gut health and discovering really root causes of disease. My practice, the Cardio Wellness Group, uses ancient technologies and modern science to help you optimize your health. We focus on increasing your energy, mental clarity, and well-being using our tri-level approach of meals, mind, and movement. Well, I'm really excited because today we're taking a little bit of twist with our special guest. We're going to be addressing not only how to do health, but to address the roots of our business. I'm a gardener, and I'm very aware of what a healthy root system makes and how it makes a difference to the growth and blossoms of my plants in my yard. And when it comes to our business, we like to create programs and new ideas to help our clients, but without working on the foundation or roots of the business, our business just can't be strong. So today we're going to look at that foundation to help streamline and strengthen our business to help it run smoothly and more efficiently. And there's no one better than Lanisha Thadison in the health area. Lanisha is the founder of Lanisha Solutions, and she's an operations consultant and systems strategist. In addition to being an entrepreneur, she really knows about health. So she's not only a wife and a mother of 3 girls, that alone teaches you about health, but she's also a compassionate nurse and has really worked in the office or the side of nursing, not just the patient side of nursing. So she's seen it from both sides. And so this really makes her an expert creating systems, workflows, automation in all the healthcare industry. She's worked for Fortune 500 companies as a technical analyst, and she uses that experience to help other entrepreneurs to streamline their business operations. Not only helping CEOs work on their business, but in their business. So welcome, Lanisha.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
It's great to have you here. And, I hear that phrase, working on your business instead of in your business, all the time. But really, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, so that really means when you're doing all the small, minute tasks that you can honestly have automated or have someone else do. But when your energy is in handling all of the other tasks in the business, you can't really function as the CEO and visionary. You don't have the capacity to do so. So that's why I tell people to get their operations in order so that they can do that.
I really like that about not having the energy, because that stuff takes a lot of energy. I remember working on what I thought was minutia, but if I didn't work on it, I didn't know what was going on in my business. Isn't that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I see that with a lot of solopreneurs, people who don't have teams. But now we're in the age again where you can use technology as well to help you with a lot of items too.
That's so true. So if you were going to be talking about a new business owner or to a new business owner or a solopreneur, what would you say would be the first thing that would be important for them to set up or have?
Yeah. So absolutely the first thing is a customer journey. So that is, what does it look like when a customer works with you from the beginning to the end, from the moment you meet them to the moment you stop working with them, if that's the case? What does all of those pieces entail? Because you can't have really good operations if you don't know how you're serving your customers. So I always say start off with the customer journey.
Oh my gosh. That to me is brilliant, because most people think, oh, it's all about numbers,
Hmm.
right? And from what I'm hearing from you, is it's all about the customer.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah.
taking care of the customer and knowing how to take care of the customer, right? So does that include um, who the customer is, what they're buying? What exactly does that include?
Yeah, so the customer journey absolutely includes knowing who your avatar is, so or who your customer is, and then having your signature services or products. But it's also listing step by step. What does it look like when they work with you? So they may see you on social media. Then the next step is they book a call. The next step is you have that call, you get them signed up. So we talk about step by step by step. What does it look like when they work with you? And from there, you have the foundation for a lot of things. You have the foundation for your operations. You have your foundation for customer experience. You'll start to know what technology you need in order to do those things. So that is the foundation, and then everything comes from there.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. So looking at what's going to best serve the customer, whether you're going to work with them live, whether you're going to be, in them for person. Are you going to do Zoom? Are you going to do phone? Are you going to do maybe groups of people or individual? And the pricing for each.
Right. Absolutely.
And how do you figure out all that information, especially for someone that's going into a new line of business or just starting a business? How do they know what to charge for all these different things?
Yeah, so in regards to like pricing, my suggestion will be to not solely base it off how long it takes you to do it, right? That is just your labor, but you also want to charge the cost of you to get a profit out of it. So it really depends on knowing how labor intensive something is, how many hours it's going to take, but also knowing that your people are paying for your knowledge set and not necessarily always to do something, but they're paying for the expert. So your rate, will vary.
That reminds me of a story I heard about. So there was a carpenter that came to fix a squeaky floor in a customer. And this customer was complaining. She said, "This floor has been squeaking for years. I can't stand it anymore. It's driving me crazy. You have to fix this floor." And he said, "Ma'am, I'll do my best." So he went into his truck. He got a hammer. He walked the floor. He stood in one place and he pounded a nail down. And he said, "Okay, ma'am, you're fixed." She says, "What do you mean I'm fixed?" She said, "Try your floor. It didn't squeak." And she said, "Oh, thank you so much. How much do I owe you?" And he said, "That'll be $1,000."
Hmm.
And she said, "$1,000? You worked for a minute, not even. You took your hammer and you squeaked it." She said, "You know what? You're not paying for me hitting the hammer. You're paying me for the knowledge that I knew where to hit the hammer."
Yeah,
Right,
that's good.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. So I always think of that story because I remember I was a coach a million years ago, a business coach, and I always felt like, oh my gosh, I'm charging too much an hourly rate. I'm charging too much a monthly rate for my services. And my mentor said, how much more do you know? How much more are you teaching them that they would not be able to learn on their own? Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, a lot, right? So it's the value of your service too, and also the supporting things that you're doing. If you're working with special programs that you need, maybe Zoom or maybe some type of system where you're looking to rate someone's health, for instance. I have clients that look at people's mental health, and they have a computer program that's online that they they include in the service fee for their client, but there is a cost to that. There's a monthly
Hmm.
cost. Sometimes there's a usage cost for that. So things like that you've got to listen to and think about also.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So once a customer n- um, knows what journey they are on, what does um, the person that's giving these services, what next do they have to do? They know what they're going to give their customer. Now, to make a good root system, a good foundation in their business, what else do they have to do?
Yeah, so then the next step is after you have determined what your customer journey is, then you'll determine the systems that you need in order to, get that customer from point A to Z. So that may be you need a Zoom account, right? If you're going to be meeting them virtually, you may need a Google Drive, or you may need a customer relationship management tool. So there are different systems or tools that you may need in order to get the work done. So from there, looking at your customer journey and determining what those are.
Awesome. Yeah, that is so true. And um, what what do you think that your customers forget about doing? What what do they like? Oh, I didn't even think of that. What would that be?
Yeah, I think something that I commonly see is that they're doing chasing like the shiny object, or the shiny object syndrome. When it comes to technology and systems, they're grabbing all of the things because they've heard good things about it or someone's recommended it. But we have to be sure that it is something that you actually need and that your business is actually going to use, because what will happen is you'll look up and you'll be subscribed to 20 tools and you'll be paying thousands of dollars annually that you don't need.
Yes, yes. Oh, that's such a great hint. Um, I have friends that didn't think that they could help their clients unless they became a speaker. I
Mm,
don't know what the two of them have in common other than you are speaking to your patients or clients, but they traveled across the country, paid thousands of dollars to become a speaker, and learn some things along the way, absolutely, but probably not as much as if they could if they had self-studied, or uh,
mm.
or was able to learn on their own, or learn locally. So is it important to have a budget for some of those things, or what do you think?
Absolutely. And I think a lot of tools out here, they have some like free versions or low cost versions. And then as your business grows and expands and maybe the systems get a little bit more complicated, you'll start paying a little bit more for systems. But in the beginning, you can definitely find a lot of cost efficient systems. And I do that a lot when I do my system audits. So the complementary system audits that I offer, and I provide suggestions on affordable systems that you can use.
Awesome, awesome. Oh my gosh, we have people on the line that are saying hi. So hello, Colette Tracy. I remember you too from a million years ago. It's so good to see you, and everyone else that has gotten on the line here. We appreciate you being live here, and it's amazing how our personal work journeys change, and so. I started working with women in makeup like a long time ago, and then started working with just women and then men in the business area to help them improve their businesses. Now that I'm in healthcare, I'm transforming again. So
Mhm.
how about when people are changing things or adding things, do they have to look at something different, or they go back to the basis? What do you think is important?
Yeah, so always auditing your business. I would say at the minimum annually, but you can do it more frequently if you are adding new services or products, and then determining if you can use the same systems for the new service that you're offering. So I would think that if I am a coach, maybe I have a coaching program already, but I'm adding a new one. So I don't need to like change up all of my systems or start from the beginning. I just need to incorporate it for this new service. So it really just depends on what the person is adding on.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. That is great advice. So you mentioned something a little bit ago that I want to circle back to. You said something about a business audit or something. Tell me how you do that. What is that involved in?
Yeah, so I have a complimentary system audit that I offer. It is a phone call that we get on, and I talk to you about what your systems are currently looking like, the services that you offer, and provide suggestions on the best people, tools, technology that you need in your business to get to the next level.
That's great. So then how do people contact you if they are watching this and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I need that so much." How do they contact you?
Yeah, I will make sure that I drop that link in the comments as well, but you can always go to my website at www.lanishathadison.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Lanisha, that's great, great advice. And being able to take advantage of that for anyone, even if they've been in business for a long period of time,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not a bad idea, right?
absolutely. I've talked to people who were already making seven figures in their business, and we end up revamping so that they can save even more money by having the right systems and operations.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you mentioned at the beginning, the energy, having more energy to do the things that you want to do, like me in my
Yeah,
garden. From here I'm going to go into the garden and plant asparagus.
nice.
I want to be able to do that, not just be working in my business all the time, which by the way is what I used to do.
Yeah.
you
And a
know
lot of people do that. They start businesses for time freedom and financial freedom, but then they find themselves working more hours than they ever had in the 9 to 5. And typically that is because you haven't really optimized how to run your business efficiently. That doesn't require you to put in as many hours as you probably are.
yeah, yeah. So if anyone wants to find out, get a complimentary business audit from Lanisha at lanishathadison.com. Is that right?
Mhm. Yes.
Awesome. And I want to thank you for coming on today. We are just about out of time already. It seems like it goes so fast. But you have given such great advice here about really starting with looking at the customer journey and what that really looks at down into the details. I love that. And to knowing what tools and things that you need to support that journey for the customer, basing it on what your customer needs, not so much always what you need, but looking at the results that your customers have. The happy customer is going to get you more customers.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Lanisha. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. And we will have this available afterwards, too, so that you can get more in depth with the tips that Lanisha gave us. So, everyone, you just have a great day. Thank you for visiting Your Health Matters. Next month, we're going to have another wonderful guest talking about energy and electrical energy in the body. So that's going to be really interesting. And Lanisha will let you get back to your day and serving your customers. I just absolutely love that. So
Awesome. And thanks again, Judy, for having me.
thank you. You take care, and we'll talk to you again soon.